welcome back. I know it has been a while, I apologize, but on this episode of I Think This Is Stupid, we're going to be talking about a video game. Listen, do not click off. I am not a Karen. Hold on. I play games, watch plenty of playthroughs on games, etc. I enjoy gaming culture. So when I tell you that you need to stay and really listen to what I'm about to tell you, I mean that. I'm not just saying, oh my god, like, GTA is like so bad. No, that's not what I'm saying. So if you have done your rounds online, you might be hearing about a game called No Mercy. So for the people that don't know what No Mercy is, I actually can't even say what that game is about because I am probably going to get flagged. And I'm not trying to get flagged. That's how bad this is. So I think I'm gonna like put a picture up here. Yeah, I'll mark out some specific things because it's kind of horrendous. So take a minute to read that. Excuse me. As somebody that has been on the internet for a long while, I know about Honey Pop, about Nikke. Okay, I even know about Brown Dust. Okay? Like, those games are not really for me, obviously. But those games, did they make me a little bit... Yes, they did. But I understand fantasy games, okay? I get it. Like, have you... Even the anime that I watch, can you tell what anime I like? You know, sometimes the proportions are a bit whack, okay? I've come to terms with the fact that this is the art style, I suppose. Even stuff like this, even the way that women are specifically portrayed in certain video games, especially ones that are definitely aimed towards the male gaze, in the sense that, you know, they're like dating Sims for men type thing. I assumed that the people that play these games will understand, like, oh, you know, like, women don't actually look like that. Their waists are not the size of their necks. It's my fault, honestly, for thinking people have common sense. I didn't realize that was my bad, you know. That's why I didn't really see a problem in, like, certain games. Like, yeah, Nikke is a little bit interesting, but, like, it's not harming anybody, you know what I mean? I assume that people understand that. We need to really understand what plus size is now and what a dad bod is. I remember, like, on Twitter some time ago, some woman was talking about how, oh my god, like, I love dad bods, and it was a picture of a guy that looks like he goes to the gym 4 days a week and lifts weights and just eats like a regular person. People are weird, okay? It's obviously not just something that women have to go through. Of course, men have to go through it too, but the ratio is so, like, it leans heavily towards women and men thinking that women are supposed to look like not real, and a regular sized woman is now overweight. So anyways, video games like that have already caused some issues because people don't have basic critical thinking skills. But you can understand if those games have caused so many issues because people can't think. Can you imagine what games like this can potentially do? We already have red pill men that are lonely, that don't know how to get a woman. We have the men's loneliness epidemic sweeping around, and people don't seem to be able to put two and two together on why that's happening. Let me tell you why. It's because people don't seem to treat women like human beings. And it blows my mind because we are. Everything about women seems to be sexualized. Like, women can't even eat a banana. Men don't even want to eat a banana normally. Like, you're gonna, instead of just eating a banana, because somebody's gonna be like, oh, that's sexual. It's a fucking banana. Here's a TikTok that brought this game onto my radar, and I kind of want to watch it with you guys as well.
There is a game about straight up SA on the Steam store right now. Released just a couple of weeks ago. This game is about straight up assaulting as many women as you can, including your own mother, aunts, sisters, everyone. Assault them. Like, that is the name of the game. You know, I'm not even shocked that a game like this exists. There are a lot of sick fucks out there, but I am absolutely appalled that Steam would allow this game on their platform. And rather than direct you to change.org or some other petition, I would direct you to this game's Steam page directly. You may need to turn off safe search settings, but after you do, go and look up No Mercy and then go to the store page and click on the flag here to report the game. I think that a lot of reports would be way more effective than any petition could be. This is absolutely disgusting.
The disgusting minority of people that are horrific are getting too comfortable being disgustingly horrific, is what I'm getting out of this. Because anybody with a sane mind is not going to think up of something like this. There is dark fantasy, and then there is whatever the fuck this is. I don't understand how somebody can be a human being and not understand basic human concepts of empathy and free will and consent. The fact that people already have to go into comment sections and the way that these people understand that, oh, you know, like, women have feelings and you cannot just do things. They don't even understand it like that, actually. There always needs to be a tagline of, oh, that's somebody's sister, that's somebody's wife, that's somebody's daughter.
Her just being a woman should be enough.
The fact that this game doesn't even care about that, things are already dangerous enough, right? For women in general. There's already, unfortunately, there's too many people that are uneducated that don't understand that games are games. And that has already caused issues, yeah? But this is a different level. This isn't about, like, at this point, if you don't understand that this is not just...
Oh, it's a game. Like, you need to calm down. Like, what are you letting to ban other games?
It's not just about that. This is normalizing something in a society that is already too comfortable normalizing violence against women. And that's why this is wrong. This is wrong because this is a game that actively pushes the idea of taking consent away. That is never okay. I would go as far as saying that that's barbaric. And if you're watching this video and you don't see anything wrong with this, nothing about this concerns you, and you're still kind of playing it off as,
it's just a game, relax.
I would highly recommend checking yourself out or checking yourself in to a therapist clinic or something like that for your own benefit. I don't even know how to properly articulate what it is that's going through my mind at the moment. I remember the gaming community, specifically the male side of the gaming community, was speaking about a game. It was an otome game. For those of you that don't know what an otome game is, it is basically like a dating sim that's pushed towards women. Men and women's dating sims are very, very different. I want to say they more heavily rely on like the sex part of it, from what I gathered, you know, from every honeypop thing that I have seen. 3 dates in and you're hitting it off in the bed. We've seen, you know, what brown dust is like. We've seen, you know, what the Nikkei banners are like. Silas's banner from the game, he's one of the main boys that you can date, just dropped. And just seeing the difference between that and when a new character is being pushed or a new attribute of the game is being pushed, like you can see how different it is, yeah? Regardless, the men were saying that Love in Deep Space is the equivalent of a Gunnar game for women. There are spicy times in Love in Deep Space. I mean, it is an otome game, it's a dating sim, right? But it takes a lot longer to get there. Most of that game, you are speaking with the boys. Most of that game, you're understanding who they are as people. And a lot of otome games really center around simply the boys simply treating MC, the main character, well, regardless of what their backstory is, what their personality is. And it's always the minority of men. They be giving the entire gender a bad name. Like, it's so sad, okay? But it's like, they were talking about how these men, their skin is too smooth. That's not what real men look like. The way they talk, that's not how real men speak. The only thing, right, in my humble opinion, that one cannot do in real life with whatever these games were showing is probably turn into mythical creatures. These boys aren't really doing anything crazy or out there. And most of the time, I think women realize that these are video game characters. At least a good majority of us do. that one lady that went to Korea and thought everybody looked like K-pop idols is different. But even then, K-pop idols are real. They exist, okay? They're not fake. Like, it's doable. Trust me. Nothing about these boys is like, whoa. Whoa. Regardless, the reason why I'm even paying those arguments even like a little bit of attention, because at the end of the day, they're video game characters. Video game characters are different than humans. That's all I would have said for it if I wasn't gonna make this point that I'm about to make. How long do you think women have had to deal with men talking about us the same way because of something that they saw in a video game? My waist and my neck is not going to be the same size, okay? I'm not Nami. No woman is built like that. They are complaining about things that they have done to an exponential degree to these boys in the Love and Deep Space game who are simply being respectful and like, you know, have Riz. Instead of going to those red pill podcasts, maybe you should start playing some of these games. Maybe you learn something that will actually work. But games like No Mercy, like the more you think that stuff like this is okay, the more you believe that it's just a game, the more you let things like that slide, you're digging yourself into a deep hole that you will not be able to climb out of. And it's sad. I'm very against stuff like this. I'm very against anything that strips anybody of their basic human rights, right? Even if it's in a game. Games are about, okay, listen. Games are supposed to be about fantasy. Okay, I understand that. But if you are fantasizing about dehumanizing people, I think you might need to figure that out. Because that's inhumane to a different degree. Anyways, that's just my thoughts on this. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. You know, this series is just me kind of rambling. I don't really script anything out. Whatever's kind of like, you know, whatever I say is kind of said. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I would recommend do what you can, contact who you can, like the TikTok stated. Thank you so much for watching. If you didn't know about this game, I'm sorry that you know about it now. I didn't think games like this would exist. That's all I have to say. I'm kind of just disgusted. Yeah. Bye-bye.